Let's talk about shadow work. Why? Because it's a pretty important topic. Because with shadow work, we can work through a lot of things that are in us, that we don't want to have anymore. These are just parts of personality, these experiences, these emotions suppressed that we didn't want it to experience. When we start our shadow work, we can self-heal and later can lead life that we want, not that society wants us to have. Because also we suppress a lot of parts of ourselves because we are afraid that society will not accept this. Even we feel shame about this. In this video, I'm going to share you why shadow working can change your life specifically. Because a lot of people are not convinced to it because it seems for them boring, that we need to see every day, write these things, but it will not bring effects. But indeed, it will bring astounding effects in our life if we will do this with honesty and we will develop this self-consciousness. And later, these effects will be crazy. And we will realize that having self-consciousness, self-knowledge is the most beautiful thing, because later we have basics to work on ourselves and we know what we need to change, what we need to improve in our personality, and what things we basically need to accept. Okay? First, as I said, shadow working increases our self-consciousness. It helps us to understand our own reactions, emotions, and behaviors, and later, in many situations in our life, we understand why we act in a specific way, why we say something instead of saying what we want, why we react in a specific way for specific things. And we notice that we are entrapped in our reactions, in our ego, but if we write it on paper and know what exactly our reactions, our emotions, our behaviors are, later it's much easier for us to gain this self-control and to create our behaviors, our emotions the way we want, not in an automatic way. Of course, create emotions. I hope you know what I mean. Because we want to experience emotions genuinely, not automatically, in every situations that elicit in us specific emotions. We want to feel the way we want. And we can only do this through increasing our self-consciousness and through incorporating mindfulness into our actions on a daily basis. Second thing, shadow work is going to improve our relationships with other people. Because by shadow working, we increase our empathy, understanding of others. Why? Because when we understand ourselves on a deeper level, later it's much easier for us to understand other people and understand that other people also have their own shadow. And if they are not aware of it, it's going to control their life. And in many situations, their behaviors will not be coherent. They will not be consistent, and we will look at them and understand that everybody, each person has shadow, and everybody needs to work on this. And a lot of people in the world are not doing this consciously, like they are knowing that they are doing shadow work, but by improving ourselves, by becoming conscious of ourselves, this is also called shadow work. But shadow work, I call specifically, is immersing yourself deeply into this and creating this as a habit and getting some knowledge about shadow work in order to do it more efficiently, in order to let go what is not yours, what is thrown at you and entrapped in you from society, from maybe negative experiences, negative emotions that stuck in you and you could not leave them. Okay? Third, increasing of acceptance. Because when we accept our dark part of ourselves, later it's much easier for us to accept dark side of other people and these nasty behaviors that they have sometimes. If we are not conscious enough, if we are nervous by, let's say, nature, but it's impossible because by nature we all are calm, but we are become nervous throughout our life, throughout not understanding our emotions, through maybe other people that we observed in our childhood. But our acceptance increases a lot because we see and understand that other people have their own flaws, that other people are not going to be the way we want them to be. They are going to be themselves, and there is no option for us to control them, because We can only influence their behavior, but we cannot control them fully, and we will accept that all people have their own flaws and they have beautiful side, part of themselves. They have also very bad, nasty part of themselves. And sometimes they need to express this bad part. And in these situations, we should not turn on our aggression and show them who is king right here, but we should understand it and try to stay with them and remain this peace within ourselves, because in this way we are going to help them much better than if we will advise them that if we will turn this aggression and show them physically who is ruling. No, we should keep this peace and understand that with shadow work our acceptance will increase dramatically for ourselves and for others also. 5. Shadow work will increase your self-worth, because our self-worth is in many cases not directed by it's not created by things that on which it should be created, because our self-worth should be created on understanding balance in our life, on understanding that we both have beautiful side and bad side, maybe not call it bad because I know how it sounds, but this repressed side, this side that we are not aware of. And our self-worth should not be created merely through our achievements, through superficial things, through superficial emotions, but it should be something more stable. And we can create more stable self-worth by understanding ourselves on deeper level, acknowledging our suppressed side, and by this our self-worth will be great, and it will be not fake, it will be genuine, because we will understand why from where this self-worth is derived. And true self-worth is derived from self-knowledge, by knowing deeply who we are, not who we think we are. 6. Shadow work increases our creativity, because creativity is something natural that we all have to a smaller or bigger degree, but by letting go of these blockages that we have within ourselves, these thought patterns, we increase creativity, because we let go of these blockages and we allow ourselves to think outside the box, and we allow ourselves to have these sometimes stupid ideas in our head, because we all have stupid ideas in our head, these nasty visualizations, and we try to sometimes repress them and think that I should not think about this because maybe I'm weird or I have schizophrenia, but it doesn't work like that. Having these dark thoughts, dark stupid ideas is normal, and we should not block this. We should not put it into action, but we should understand that sometimes this idea will come into our head. And this good idea also will come if you acknowledge this bad visualizations idea, these things that are abnormal, for example, we can say this. And by letting go of these blockages in our thinking, in our ideas, by not judging them constantly, this is stupid idea, this is great idea, we can increase our creativity, and by increasing our creativity, we are making our life much better, and we have more opportunities to express ourselves. We find better ways to do what we love, and basically we fall in love in life more by creativity, because creativity is beautiful thing that in this way we can express our feelings, our personality, what we like. 7. Shadow work is going to improve our mental health. This is of course true, because our mental health is usually, our head is contaminated with a lot of anxiety, depression, stress, and when we integrate our shadows, we have a better understanding from where this anxiety, this stress, maybe these depression states are coming. And when we see this from distance, because we understand that we have a lot of personalities, we can understand that this is one part, but in some situations we are becoming someone completely different. And it's going to reduce anxiety and stress, because we understand that each person has a lot of personalities, because these personalities are created by communication with some group of people from some in some situations. For example, when you're around parents and when you're in school, you're two different personalities, because in this situation you use even different words, you have different body language, different speech, and in this situation it's also different. So we'll understand, and you'll get more distance to your personalities, and you'll understand that deeply you're something much more than your personality, something that is watching, something that is this life. Because our life is not personality, our life is life, and our personality is something that we gained through our life, through experiences. 8, it's going to help us to cope with adversities, because we, of course, understand that adversities will come, and how we'll surmount them, how we'll overcome them is totally our choice, and we'll understand that immersing ourselves in these emotions to feel that we are weak, it's not going to help, because we understand that if we are adults, it's our responsibility to get through them and to not make victims of ourselves, because nobody gives a damn about our problems, because people have so much problems that they don't have time to dedicate their whole time to your problems. And of course, if you have empathy, we can care about other people's problems, but don't play victim and don't have this hope that other will come and save you. No, no, no. You need to save yourself, and by the shadow working we'll understand and we'll have better ability to cope with this with these tough moments. 9, it's going to improve our self-control, because we are going to have better control over our emotions, our behavior, and in this way we'll become more conscious, because we'll mold into ourselves the way we want, not what we want. Because by certain behaviors, certain automatic reactions, we became the way we are, and later we struggle to change ourselves the way we want, because we have automatic emotions and thoughts in certain situations. And initially we need to take some self-control, we need to control ourselves in these situations to create new pattern, and later to incorporate this pattern and to change our behavior, our personality in certain situations. Last, shadow working is going to increase our feeling of freedom. Integrating our shadows is going to free us from our limits, from our anxieties, and this is going to increase our increase our freedom. Of course, shadow working is a process that is going to take us a lot of time usually, but however, throughout this process you will feel that every day you are feeling more free, because you know yourself on a deeper level, because you understand words more, because when we understand ourselves, it's easier for us to understand the words. And I think that self-consciousness, self-knowledge is freedom. A lot of people will say that self-consciousness is causing a lot of people depression, and yes, because they are not doing anything in order to change something about themselves. But if you're hardworking, you understand that it's your responsibility to create yourself the way you want. You understand that through shadow working it's going to give you a lot of freedom. Yes. I hope you like this video. Leave a like, comment, share this video, because this is very important message, and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.